In the last episode, I brought up the question of why Macbeth commits a crime he cannot even contemplate without horror. That he kills Duncan without adequate motivation is truly a mystery. That he murders a man toward whom he should be grateful and protective brings up philosophical investigation into the nature of evil. One might think that a significant part of this answer lies in the instigation of his remarkable wife. But Macbeth counters his wife's taunts with a clear sense of the proper boundaries of his identity as a male and as a human being. In Act 1, Scene 7, he speaks, "I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none." In Platonism, the universe is like a ladder with many rungs, many steps or levels in between, and human beings can move up and down. That's what free will is. That is what being human is. You can ascend to some high realm of the spirit, or you can choose the downward path. And it is precisely this process that Macbeth wishes he could suspend. He essentially wants to do away with karma. When in Act 1, Scene 7, he speaks, "If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that this blow might be the be-all and end-all here." In Platonism, this downward path is of people who act in ignorance. In Act 1, Scene 5, this is what Lady Macbeth seeks. "Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes." But she is unable to go through with the murder herself because of a clear-eyed sense of Duncan's humanity. In Act 2, Scene 2, she speaks, "Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it." And it is a state of ignorance that Macbeth realizes he can do the most damage. In Act 4, Scene 1, he speaks of how he's going to start shooting from the hip. "The very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of thine hand, to crown thoughts with axe, be it thought and done." Their evil in Platonism is that they seek out ignorance and turn away from things of the spirit to the things of the flesh. They prefer their own lusts and desires, their own ambitions and greed, to the common good or to the immaterial and spiritual good. In Act 1, Scene 7, Macbeth speaks, "I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other." In Platonism, the understanding of the nature of evil is that evil is the absence of good. Now, what the Platonists mean by saying it's the privation of good is that it is nothingness. Evil is, in fact, the absence of being and meaning. In Act 2, Scene 3, Macbeth bemoans his fall. Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of. In Act 3, Scene 2, Lady Macbeth bemoans her fall. With naughts had, all's spent, where our desire is got without content.